Hi, thank you so much for coming in, Mrs. Green. How have you been?
I've been good.
That's
Just
awesome.
eager to learn about Mike and his test.
Of course you are, of course. Well, today we're going to be talking about the U.S. Achievement Test that Mike and his classmates took about a month ago.
Okay.
And what achievement tests are, that they're given to our students to see everything that they have learned up to the test.
Okay.
And this top section up here is just general information about Mike.
Okay.
It basically says that I'm his teacher, the school we're at, the school and the district, the student's name, grade, and the date the test was taken.
Okay, I see all that.
Yeah. So I just like to point out the difference between the top and bottom sections here on this form. The top is called the norm reference information, and the bottom section is the criterion reference information.
Okay.
I know those words sound kind of tricky and unfamiliar, but I'll go into further explanation on both of those.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
First, we're going to talk about the norm reference information, which is all this right here. And this information is Mike's scores compared to a norm group.
Okay. What exactly is a norm group, though?
Yeah, a norm group is a group of students from across the country who had taken the test before it was released.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So his scores are just compared to theirs.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's pretty much all this is. It's just we need to be able to compare the student scores to some other children who have taken it already.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So these are the different subtests for the assessment. Do you see any that you need further explanation on?
Vocabulary analysis. I don't believe so. It looks okay.
Okay, perfect. Well, let me just explain what these subtests are. So they're broken down into specific subjects. So if you see here, it says total reading, and then under reading, vocabulary, word analysis, reading comprehension, you know. Yeah, so vocabulary, word analysis, reading comprehension fall under the total reading score. Okay. If you look here at word analysis, we see that the number of items is 32.
Okay.
And then we see the raw score, which is the number of items that Mike got correct on this assessment.
Okay, so he got 24 out of 32 correct, am I right?
Exactly. Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
Yes. And if you look at the national percentile right here, it shows that you'll see that he's fallen at 47.
Okay, so is that bad? That 47 seems like a very low score.
No. That's I know. Yeah, trust me. I know that sounds scary, but it's not bad at all. If you look at this bell curve right here, you'll see that the 50th percentile is considered the average score for the students. So, and here it's right here. This is the line right here, and 47 would be about right there. So he's right. He's in the exact spot where most students score. So he's right where he needs to be.
Okay, and then so it's the percentile, right? Not the percentage?
Yes. It's the national percentile. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yes.
Yes. So he's not.
It's not a
failing.
47%.
It's not a 47 percentage. It's the 47 percentile.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Because if it was percentage, of course it'd be like failing. But no, not at all.
That makes much more sense now.
Yeah, of course. And if you look at the national percentile, we see the national percentile band, and this is a standard error of measurement. We give it a standard error of measurement of plus or minus 2, just so that the assessment makers gives them a 2-point curve in case of any errors that they come across or anything like that.
Okay.
But yeah, and then let's see.
So I see that there's a scaled score here. What exactly is a scaled score?
Okay, so the scaled score is pretty similar to the national percentile, but in this case it's scored on a range from 200 to 800. So if we look here at math concepts, we see that he has made a score of 505. And then if you look back at this bell curve that I had shown you earlier, we see the assessment scaled score, the section for it. And he's currently right about here on the scale, which again falls within the area that most students score.
Okay. So he looks just about where he needs to be again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what about this basic battery? I saw that while you were talking.
Yeah, well, the basic battery is the vocabulary subsections and all the way down to the spelling. and it's basic. It's like the only thing not included in the science and the social studies is included in. The only thing not included. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
That's okay.
The only thing not included in basic battery. Is the science and the social studies.
Okay.
And those two are included in the complete battery.
Okay.
And it's just this total score of all the subtests.
Oh, okay. So that makes much more sense.
Exactly. So, well, I'd like to move on to the bottom portion down here.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah,
If you
of
don't
course.
have any more questions for up here.
No, I think you explained it very well.
Okay. So this down here is called the criterion referenced information. And this is information on how Mike performed on a specific standard or objective. And it's just his scores.
Okay.
Only his scores, not being compared to anyone else's, just his own. Why don't you take a look at the subtests and let me know if you see anything you'd like me to explain.
Okay, no, I think that all looks okay as of right now.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, just like in the top section, the first column is the raw score. The second column is the number of possible questions that they could get it correct.
Okay.
So let's go down to the number facts scale. It shows us here that Mike got 8 out of 12 questions correct. And on the criterion scale, this is considered a low score. But if you'd like to look at my portfolio of Mike that I have here, you'll see that he actually has a very, very good grasp on this concept. And the test makers may have just been trying to confuse the students with like tricky language or any things like that, which caused Mike to get the score that he did. So it's not always necessarily accurate, if you look at the work that he has done in class.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about his number facts then, if you're saying he's doing well.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
And then, but if we look at the phonetic analysis vowels, or the phonetic analysis consonants, you see that he scored low here as well. He got 6 out of 11 correctly.
Okay.
And it does fall under the low score. This score is actually an accurate representation of how he is doing in the classroom. I know that's kind of weird, but like I said, it's not always completely accurate. So if you look here at his work in the portfolio, you'll see that he is having some trouble.
I do see that.
Yeah, like a couple of these, he does have a little bit of trouble with that, and what I can do is I can send home some worksheets or flashcards so he can use them to practice. Also, like, we can make sure in class that we really zone in on that skill and do more practice in the classroom.
Okay, that's awesome. I'll definitely use whatever you can give me at home.
Of course. And I have all the test quotes here for you, along with a word list of some of the vocabulary that we discussed today.
That'd be perfect. I kind of already forgot some of them.
So if you have any questions about anything, please feel free to email me or call me. As of right now, do you have any more questions?
No, I think you've answered all my questions.
Okay. Great. Well, I will see Mike tomorrow then.
Okay,
Thank
awesome.
you for coming in.
Thank you.